It's a pretty typical November morning. I'm about 9 years old. I'm standing out at my bus stop waiting to go to school. I look down my road one way, and here comes Max, my 140-pound Black Lab Great Dane mix. I look down at the other end of the road, and here comes the school bus. What's a girl to do? So today, I'm here to give you some really basic information about the Labrador Retriever, or Lab for short. Now, I understand that a lot of people aren't dog people, and that's okay. I'm just here to share my love of the breed with you. Labs are one of the most popular breeds in the nation, but it's still surprising how much information there is to know about them. I grew up with labs in the house. There's always 2 or 3 of them running around. I also did a lot of reading and research on the AKC website, a couple different pet websites, as well as just talking to some different lab owners. In this speech today, we're going to talk about the lab's general appearance, their basic care information, and what they can do for you. For their general appearance, they are between 22.5 to 24.5 inches tall for a male, and 21.5 to 23.5 inches for a female, and 65 to 80 pounds for a male, and 55 to 70 pounds for a female. They have 3 standard colors, which are the chocolate, the yellow, and the black. Those are defined by the AKC. The AKC also says that they're not going to have any other coloring in them. I also found it kind of interesting what the AKC defined for their temperament. That their definition states that the ideal disposition is one of kindly, outgoing, tractable nature, easy to please, and non-aggressive toward man or animal. Now that easy to please, non-aggressiveness can be affected when you have a mixed breed animal. I know a lot of people breed a lab with a pit bull to kind of calm down that pit bull's aggressiveness, or you also see a lot of labradoodles where you take a lab and mix it with a standard poodle. So we've talked a little bit about what they look like, so let's kind of talk about what it takes to take care of one of these dogs, right? So they have very short hair that requires a quick brushing and a bath. However, when you've got this guy, it really doesn't change too much. You throw him in the tub, you wash him down, and he's good to go. And also when you're feeding him, you want a simple, wholesome dog food and clean, fresh drinking water. Their health, however, can be really affected by what you feed them or how much you feed them, because they are very prone to obesity, because they will just eat and eat and eat and eat. Also, because they need that 20-minute brisk walk every day, you have to get that walk in. Mr. Arden Moore published an article with Prevention Magazine in 2011 stating that 20-minute brisk walk is very important. You want to get that heart rate up. You want to think more trot versus saunter, and you want to do that every day versus a 1-hour walk just on the weekends. Labs also tend to get hip dysplasia. About 12.1% of labs will get hip dysplasia in their lives. But when you compare that to the 71.8% of bulldogs that will get hip dysplasia, it kind of goes to show that the lab is a generally healthy breed. Max, the dog I was telling you about earlier, he did have hip dysplasia in his later years. He was in a lot of pain all the time, and he had a hard time standing up. And it was not fun to watch. So it does happen, and it is very life-altering for the animal, but not overly prevalent, I should say. So far we've kind of talked about what they look like, how to take care of them. So now let's talk about what they can do for you. we've already kind of discussed that they're non-aggressive by nature, so they make those great family dogs. I have seen labs let kids pull on their ears, pull on their tails, climb all over them, and they just sit there and soak it in. They love it. Because of that really laid-back nature, they also make great service animals. My Service Assistance Dog Inc.org listed a bunch of really great attributes that the lab have. For service animals, the two I found most prevalent were the fact that they are affectionate but obedient. So they're going to listen to you all day long, but they still love you for it. They also have really good stamina, and having that good stamina kind of rolls into having or using them for a hunting partner. So this guy, he's out hunting, right? He's got his bird, he's out in the water, he's having a great time. The AKC does classify the Labrador Retriever as a sporting dog. They have that short, dense coat that we've talked about a lot that is water resistant, so they can go out in the water with you and not have a problem when they get back out. Unlike other dogs who may have a longer coat or a thicker coat, where they won't dry out quite as well. So in summary, we've had a lot of information about Labrador Retrievers. We've talked about their general appearance, some care information, and what they can do for you as a family member, a service animal, and as a hunting partner. Now, Max, he's coming at me from down the road. My school bus is coming from the other direction. I make that split-second decision. I run home with him. I get him in the backyard, and I manage to make it back to the bus on time. Other days, I may not be so lucky, but that's okay. Yellow, black, brown, clean or muddy, labs are a great dog for anybody.